The story of life on Earth has been marked by a series of catastrophic extinction events. Natural disasters which have threatened to wipe out many of the creatures that call our planet home. But after each brush with death, life has come back even stronger. One such event occurred 2.5 million years ago in the Americas. Up until then, North and South America had been separated by ocean. But then, the seabed rose up and a land bridge formed. For the first time, animals and plants from these two completely different worlds would face off. Many were driven to extinction. But for others, it was a whole new beginning. It changed life in the Americas forever. Long after the time of the dinosaurs, and more than 2 million years before modern humans walked the Earth, the world is becoming drier and cooler. In Central America, the climate shift is extreme. A punishing drought has gripped these lands for 6 months. To survive here, it takes a special kind of animal. Like these majestic gomphotheres. Descended from ancient elephant species that originally migrated out of Africa, these creatures have made North America their home. Today, they are celebrating. A little female calf, only hours old. Her mom is the 40-year-old matriarch. She is the leader of this herd. She doesn't have the strength to join the celebration. Exhausted after giving birth, she looks for a place to be alone. As matriarch, she is key to the whole herd's survival. So it is not surprising her behavior is starting to make them anxious. Something extremely rare has happened. The matriarch has given birth to a twin. Brother and sister meet. It is a moment of pure joy. The entire herd is elated with the arrival of its newest members. When night comes, the mood changes. Despite an exhausting day, It is the new mom who bravely stands guard while the rest of the herd sleeps. As an experienced matriarch, one of her duties is to keep the others safe. And it's a good thing, because tonight there is danger lurking in the darkness. Smilodon. Ruthless saber-toothed cats, as big as jaguars. They've picked up the scent of the new calves. At 3.5 tons, these adult gomphotheres are too big for Smilodon to take down. But with a surprise attack, they could separate one of the calves and go in for the kill. Well, it's no longer a surprise. Changing tactics, they go straight for the herd. If they cause enough chaos, one of the babies will be exposed. Led by the matriarch, the adults hold the line. For now. But the saber-tooths have got all night. It's rare for twin calves to both survive their first year in this harsh land. But can they even survive their first night? The moon sets over Central America 2.5 million years ago. It is a land gripped by a severe drought. During the night, a herd of American elephants have been targeted by saber-toothed predators, drawn by the smell of newborn twin calves. In the morning light, the matriarch triumphantly reveals all the members of her herd survived. Most importantly, her 2 babies. They didn't go unscathed. Both the little male and his mother were injured. But there's no time to rest. The drought makes our matriarch's top priority to find water for the herd. She knows a place where her own mother took her decades ago. It might seem dry, but if you know where to look, there are underground springs. there's barely a trickle. She is distressed. Her home range has failed her, and she has failed her herd. She must find water. It is all down to the very land she is standing on. Before now, the continents of North and South America were completely separate landmasses. But continental drift has been pushing them on a collision course over millions of years. Now, they are almost touching. Ocean currents are rerouting, and the climate in Central America is getting steadily drier. As the dry seasons get longer, reliable water sources disappear and animals suffer. These gomphotheres can normally survive for days without water, but with 2 calves to feed, this new mother needs to find a solution fast. Another mother in the herd has already lost her calf to this drought. Staying here with no water would mean certain death for her 2 babies. But then, our matriarch feels something in the ground. Through thick pads on her feet, she can sense vibrations. From experience, she knows what this is. Distant thunderstorms. The promise of rain pushes her to take a huge risk. She decides to leave her ancestral lands and lead her herd south. These American elephants can walk over 100 miles in a day, but they are traveling into the unknown. The lands to the south are even more inhospitable than their home territory. Even the creatures they meet will be alien to them. The gamble she's taking could be disastrous for her new babies and for the whole herd. The matriarch of a herd of gomphotheres has decided to migrate in search of water. Desperate, she is leading her herd further south than any American elephants have ever been. And so far, it is only getting drier. When the matriarch's young son wanders away from the herd, he encounters something he's never seen before. An armored glyptotherium. Definitely not a creature from around here. In fact, he's from another world. The island continent of South America. Somehow, he's crossed into the north. He doesn't smell dangerous. Maybe this odd-looking animal could be a playmate. The mother who lost her own baby comes to the rescue. It's nice to be part of a herd. The little one is a bit bruised, but his instincts were right. The herd has nothing to fear from these strangers. Although the Glyptotherium aren't used to creatures powerful enough to turn them on their backs. For them, this new dry world is proving tough. The desperate herd is also struggling. They haven't drunk now for days. But our matriarch is sticking with her plan, so she steps up the pace. They persevere for days. Perhaps this was a mistake. For the new calves, the pace is punishing. But something even worse is happening. Their mother's wound is badly infected, and she is growing weaker with every step. She made the decision to take them south. But now, exhaustion and her infected wound are making it impossible for this matriarch to lead. She can barely walk. She knows her time has come. Her herd try to help their leader back to her feet. But she's reached the end of her journey. And her death could mean the death of her twins. The next morning, the herd has no leader. And then, something remarkable happens. The mother, who lost her own calf, still has milk. She is now the new matriarch. Following in the footsteps of her predecessor, she starts to lead the herd south again. Finally, rolling clouds on the horizon. It looks like our old matriarch was right. Her legacy will be the herd's survival. There's the smell of water in the air. But it's not like any water they've smelled before. It's the ocean. This is where the Atlantic meets the Pacific. For the last 50 million years, this would have been the end of their journey. Now, as the American continents collide, there is the promise of a whole new land on the horizon. But the journey there will test this herd to its limits. After an epic migration, the new matriarch has brought her herd to the southernmost tip of North America. Before them lies South America, a continent that has been isolated for the last 50 million years. In between stretches miles of shallow sea, crisscrossed with sandbanks and deep channels in all directions. Here, they face an ocean for the first time. The new environment makes the herd nervous. For the innocent calves, it's a fun day at the beach. Their new leader can tell the water isn't drinkable. Then, she picks up the unmistakable scent of lush vegetation floating on a southerly breeze. Ahead lies the island continent of South America. Except, it's no longer an island. 2.5 million years ago, continental drift is pushing it so close to North America that a series of new islands are forming a strip of land. To find fresh water, all the matriarch has to do is follow her nose. So she continues the journey south. But she is unaware the land bridge they are on only exists at low tide. Now, the tide is coming in. The herd is trapped, surrounded by water. Gomphotheres are naturally good swimmers. But fighting tides and unpredictable currents is much harder than crossing a river. They all struggle to stay together. The little female calf is pulled by the tide. The new matriarch can do nothing to help her. Exhausted and disoriented, they find themselves on a new continent, South America. But at what cost? Then, a miracle arrives on the high tide. It's his sister. In her young life, she's overcome so much already. And now, she's even managed to survive the rough sea. Finally, a new world. This part of South America is less affected by the drought, with plenty of fresh water and dense vegetation. Yet, for the herd and their matriarch, nothing is familiar here. New scents hang in the air. There are strange varieties of fruits. Even the bird songs are new to their ears. Here, they are the aliens. And they have no idea who they'll encounter. This ancient land has been isolated for so long. It has had plenty of time to evolve its own terrifying predators. The herd of gomphotheres have made the impossible journey across the tidal isthmus that connects North and South America. Everything is new to them. These are the sights and sounds of a completely unfamiliar world. Almost immediately, a strange call echoes around them. It comes from an enormous creature. Luckily, he's only interested in the fruit. A giant sloth. One of the wonders of South America 2.5 million years ago. Even bigger than the gomphotheres. They evolved during the continent's 50 million years of isolation. The matriarch leads them deeper into this new world. Her role is to protect the herd, but she has no idea who they'll meet next. For now, there is no sign of predators. A herd of toxodons. Thousands of these one-ton beasts graze these plains. And with so much vegetation around, they have no problem sharing. So far, South America seems like paradise. Suddenly, a piercing call sends the toxodons into a panic. South America's terror bird. These 7-foot super predators can run at over 25 miles an hour. They start to flush out the weak. Until they spot unexpected visitors. matriarch knows it's time for her to step up. The birds assess these new creatures. They have never seen an elephant of any kind before. But in this land, everything is prey to them. They select their target. Not today. Our new matriarch has secured her place as leader of the herd and stamped her mark on this new continent. They've finally made it. In a land where no predators can threaten the adults, the Gomphothirs' future looks bright. But this is only the beginning. More species are moving south. And it is not just the herbivores discovering this new continent. Predators from the north have also made the crossing and are about to change this land forever. Over the course of hundreds of thousands of years, the movement of the continents continue to push North and South America closer together. A new permanent land bridge grows at what will one day be Panama. Thousands of species of plant and animal move both north and south. It is one of the largest rapid mixings of plant and animal species in Earth's history. And as these vastly different species collide, they forge a new future for the Americas. One million years later, life in South America has gone through a seismic shift. During the great clash of species, many went extinct. But out of the melting pot, new ones have evolved. Now, at the top of the food chain, sits the giant South American saber-tooth. 4 times the weight of the saber-tooths that crossed over from the north. This is one of the largest cats that ever lived. The Gomphothirs are also thriving. Tens of thousands now roam these grassy plains. The large herd of Gomphothirs is perfect for a hungry saber-tooth. Unlike his northern cousins, this predator hunts alone and is easily large enough to take down a Gomphothere calf. Gomphothere, pumped full of testosterone. The little guy is part of a herd. And even apex predators know when to run from a fight. From their origins in Africa, the elephant family have now claimed a fifth continent as their home. A million years after the Americas unite, there's been an explosion in biodiversity. The continent will go on to support 32 different types of mammals that weigh over a ton. It's the greatest diversity of mega mammals in Earth's history. The impact of the joining of the Americas can still be seen today. But more recently, it is humans that have kick-started an even bigger clash of species. After some 110 million years of separation, the arrival of Columbus marked a new continental collision. Living things from Africa and Eurasia met with those of the Americas. Everything from livestock and insects to vegetables and viruses moved both ways across the Atlantic. The consequences of our reconnecting the continents have been profound. Some species populations are exploding, while others go extinct. Humans have impacted the environment in countless ways. But the way our activities are now mixing species on a global scale is perhaps our biggest legacy to the future shape of life on Earth.
I see trees of green, red roses too.